We are in the Business Ideas subreddit. Let's see. Business idea for feedback. Mobile doggy daycare. This is from Mr. McShip, who says, business idea, mobile doggy daycare. Preface. I have been using ChatGPT to help gather info and compile data. This is currently not being done in my city, so pricing could be flexible, but of course would charge more than the average daycare since I'm including pickup and drop off. Mm-hmm. I've been seriously considering starting a mobile doggy daycare, and I'd love some brutally honest feedback. I love dogs and have fostered over 50 dogs to adoption in the past 2 years. Oh, thank you for that. I love that. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. And learned a lot about training and dealing with multiple dogs at a time. Gummy, do you have multiple dogs? Gummy, tell us about your multiple dogs.
I have one. My wife has two.
Oh, okay. I live in the Nashville area. Really, Nashville doesn't have a mobile dog service. That's crazy. And what I keep noticing is dog daycares are packed, waitlisted. Waitlists are common, and the biggest pain point seems to be drop off and pick up. People either rush before work, fight traffic, or just don't go because it's inconvenient. Yep. So my idea is to have a small dog bus that picks up dogs in the morning and takes them to a fenced acreage for supervised play, et cetera, et cetera. So before we any comments on that? I started following this woman on TikTok who she does this somewhere. I don't know where it's at. Certainly not Nashville, but she has a bus. It's an 18 passenger bus or something like that, or maybe more than that. I think
it's one of those short school buses.
Yeah, one of the short school buses, and she so you know this, right? She drives to someone's house. She has the key to the house usually, or something like that, or the garage is open, and she goes to the house and gets the dog, and the dog jumps on the bus, hops in the seat, and then she goes to the next house. And it's so adorable how excited these dogs are to get on this bus.
Yeah,
and there's like there's like probably 20 or 30 dogs on the bus.
Dogs are naturally pack animals, of course.
Oh, absolutely.
If they are allowed to be in the pack and do that every day, they're going to get super excited about it.
Yeah, and it is just the coolest thing to see how excited these dogs are. Dogs walking out with their leash in their mouth, like, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. Yeah. It's so great. Like they can't wait to get on the bus. They can't wait to get out of the house.
It is one of those businesses that I wonder why there aren't more people doing it. Because like you've seen just in our area where we are here, right? You have canine resorts. You have the one that's right up the street here. You have the one that's your client.
Oh yeah, Pets R Us. Yeah,
yeah. Like there's a ton of doggy daycares around, right? And when I say daycares, it's literally like daycare. They're not even. Some of them don't even board. They only take them during the day, right?
Yeah.
I think there's a huge market for it. And if you can get rid of the pain point of me having to leave earlier or come home later, if you're just going to come pick up my dog and my dog's going to be there when I get home or shortly thereafter, absolutely, I would consider that.
Yeah. My brother has he lives in Jersey. He has a friend named Brad, and Brad started this business, got to be 5 or 6 years ago, where now he only does about, I think, 8 dogs or something like that, but he has a van, goes to your house, picks the dog up, and then he takes the dogs into this park, and he runs them for like 2 hours, like on trails and this, that, or the other. It's not a dog park, but it's like a park.
Right.
And he runs them off leash on trails and things like that. Gets them back in the truck, takes them back home, back in the van, takes them back home, and the dogs are like the happiest. They've had their 2 hours or 3 hours of fun with other dogs. They love it.
Have you seen the guy that does the doggy treadmills?
No.
Oh, yeah, that's another one. So
I have to check that out.
He has 2 treadmills in the back of a truck, and then he comes to your house. He takes the dog out and lets the dog run on the treadmill. Right. And it's so funny because people are falling on both sides of the argument. Right. Is why don't you just walk your dog? You know, why are you bringing this in? And then you have the people that are like, that is absolutely brilliant because if you have a dog that is high energy and needs to run.
They want to run.
You're
not keeping up with that dog.
Correct. You are not, right? And I think it's brilliant because the dog literally gets to run at their top speed, whatever their speed is, right? And I think that's another one of those brilliant businesses that if you opened one, you would probably be booked pretty solid in most urban areas because there are no places to take your dog to run. Even like where we are, even like I used to take mine to the dog park over in Montgomery County, right?
Yep.
And it's a relatively big park. And every once in a while, you would get that one dog that just had to run and it would start running in circles. And within seconds, every dog in that dog park would be running after that dog in circles.
Yep.
Right? That's the type of outlet these animals actually need. And very, very few people will do it or can keep up with it.
Now, another consideration is, and since you brought up like the area and the community and such, is how people feel about their pets in that particular community. Let me give you a perfect example, something I heard last week. So for those of you who don't know, the reason why I'm remote from Gummy is while the podcast started in the Philadelphia area, Pennsylvania, I moved down to Dallas a few months ago. By the way, I will be live on the podcast with you next week. I'll be back in town.
Oh, nice.
Just for the week, though.
Okay.
But anyway, just for the week. Anyway, point being, one thing I noticed and then someone confirmed for me down here is how much people love their dogs in Texas. I mean, it's not like it's a dog. It's a part of the family. Like, it's crazy how much they love their animals. And what someone said to me was, in many places, people own dogs. Down here, dogs are part of your family.
Yes.
And like they treat them like they're children. Like
yes.
like it would be devastating for their dog to be sad almost, right?
Wasn't there a law that just passed in some state that now treats a family dog as part of they're a family member?
I don't know. I'd have to look into that. I'm not aware of that. I'm sure there is, but I'll look at it. But my point is that in many places, people would absolutely be willing to spend X number of dollars a day to make sure their dog is happy.
I have said it a million times. People will dump ungodly amounts of money into their kids and pets.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but it does depend on the area because in other areas, dogs are just, hey, we have a dog.
Yeah. That's how I am. It's a dog. It was funny because a buddy of mine got a puppy a few years ago.
Yeah.
And the puppy, something serious happened, and it was going to be like $4,000 in vet bills, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I looked at him and I was like, why don't you just put him down and get another puppy?
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yes.
No. Okay, there's your controversy right there. No.
That's not controversial.
Yes,
it's a dog.
It's completely controversial.
No.
If I were to rip open your chest, is there a heart in there?
There is.
Are you sure about that?
But it's. I grew up on a farm. It's an animal. Is it a fun animal? Yeah.
It's not an animal. It's beyond an animal.
It's not.
It's not like a goat.
It is exactly like a goat.
It is not like a goat. Dogs have personality.
You obviously do not follow Goats of Anarchy on social media.
I've seen it.
There you go.
I've seen it.
Yeah, my kids even have the Goats of Anarchy books. Like
that's funny.
You can have a house pig, right?
Yeah.
It's still just a pig. It's still bacon.
Picture. Yeah, sure.
But it's interesting because I have these talks with my girls all the time, right? And it was funny because I never thought of it until the daycare director mentioned it. Is they know when we're having a burger, they know what animal that is, right? They know when we're having, like, they know that certain animals are food, and in other countries, what we consider a sacred animal is food. Right? Because it's like, I always love that billboard. There's like, why do you draw the line here? And I'm like,
yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
I'm like, personally, I would draw it elsewhere, but like that's where we as a society have agreed that that's where we draw the line, that these are pets and these are food. I'm like, if you can grow it for food in a sustainable way that makes sense, it should be food.
Okay, here's the deal for me. Okay, here's the deal breaker.
Yeah.
I don't know a goat that's going to put its life on the line to save me, but my dog would in a heartbeat. My dog would step in front of any kind of danger to protect me in a second, without question.
Pigs would too. If you get, like, pigs are smarter than dogs.
Mm-hmm.
So
do pigs have the protective instincts like dogs?
I believe so.
I'm not aware. I'm not sure. I have no clue.
Once you train them, because your dog isn't it. So you train your dog in a certain way when you buy it and care for it, and like it's getting trained as part of a family member. Most pigs,
right? But like you said earlier, they're pack animals, so they're a part of the pack.
Correct.
They're instinctively wired to protect the pack.
Yes.
I didn't have to train my dog to protect the family. The dog just is part of the family and is instinctively wired to protect the family.
That's a good question. Now I'm going to have to look up whether pigs are instinctively protected, because I believe they are.
I can't believe that's the case. I have a hard time believing that.
I think most animals that are pack animals have that wired in, because you see it in monkeys, you see it in lions, you see it in zebras.
Right, but no other animal other than dogs that are pack animals that I'm aware of, there might be, but not that I'm aware of, have been conditionally trained or conditionally adapted over centuries to include humans in their pack.
Correct.
Or to include themselves in the humans pack.
Yes.
Right? You're not going to see a lion become part of the human pack. I mean, yes, there are rare circumstances where you see it, but generally speaking, any dog that is generally speaking, not ones that are feral or have been in the wild for too long, but generally any dog is adaptable to living with and protecting humans. Lions, not so much.
Yes, because it's been an extended. I mean, realistically, dogs have also adapted to better fit in with humans.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Yeah, they've been domesticated. I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah. So we're totally off topic anyway.
We're talking about dogs. Of course we are.
I was actually reading about this the other day. Did you know that the original dogs, you could not see the white in their eyes like most other animals, and that is a trait that actually developed over time because nature found out that human beings like animals better if we can see the white in their eyes?
So the way I would think that worked, maybe nature found out, or maybe humans just said, oh, I like this one, I don't like this one, and therefore that one that has the genes with the white in the eye grew more and more and more, and the ones without the genes weren't adopted or weren't bought, and therefore didn't get to procreate as much.
Yeah.
That's likely what happened.
But it's interesting that something that simple.
Yeah.
So, but are we going to get back on business topics?
Well, sort of. So Will.i.am has a comment here. He says, what are the legal ramifications for a program like this, meaning the doggy daycare? I could see it being a risk for the pet owner to give up their dog to someone they don't know.
Yes.
Excellent point. Someone they don't know. That's why you interview these people. That's why you look to see what kind of service they offer, what kind of credentials they have, etc.
I mean, realistically, if you drop your dog off for grooming at PetSmart, you're doing the exact same thing. You're just talking about a longer period of time, right?
Yes, but when I go to PetSmart, I've entrusted that the PetSmart Corporation has checked these people, background checks, et cetera, and that if that person is there working on other dogs, I can generally trust that my dog is going to be safe.
Right. So the interesting question to me is when he asked what are the legal ramifications? What happens if I pick up a dog, depending on the state, because there's different laws on pets, right?
Yes.
What happens if I pick up a dog and I have 3 dogs in the back and then I get rear-ended and the dogs get injured?
Yep.
So your business insurance has to make sure that it covers the dogs, right? But if the dog owner is going to sue someone, because you and I both know when something happens, everybody gets sued, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do you protect yourself from?
Yeah, but most of your lawsuits, when it comes to some type of injury or some type of accident or something like that, it's not so much the physical damage as opposed to the pain and suffering. Dogs don't get pain and suffering, right?
Okay.
You will have to, whoever caused the accident or their insurance would have to cover vet bills, broken leg or something like that, not the pain and suffering that goes along with it. So in your typical accident, if someone were to say break their leg, right, and they weren't at fault, the actual cost of repairing the leg is X thousands of dollars, right? Maybe a $5,000 hospital bill or something like that, right?
Okay.
The $40,000 or $50,000 that comes along with it is the pain and suffering. That's the big cost. You don't get that with animals. They're not, as far as I'm aware, I don't know if there's a state in the country that has pain and suffering laws for pets. Now, I'm only barred in PA, New Jersey, and Georgia. So as far as I know, those laws don't exist in any of those states. All the other states, I'm not aware of any pain and suffering laws for pets. So yes, the person would be responsible for the physical damage and any vet bills that go along with it, but not for pain and suffering, not for loss of companionship or anything like that.
I get the pain part. What's the suffering? Like, is that job loss, not being able to go to work? Does that all get bundled under suffering?
No, that would be actual damages. Like, if I can't go to work and my work doesn't pay me for it because I'm an hourly employee, and I would have made $2,000 over the course of the time I wasn't allowed to work, then I'm entitled to $2,000 damages. Pain and suffering is exactly what it says. It's not just painful, but I'm suffering because of it. So different people have different tolerances for pain.
Okay.
Right.
Some people, if I dropped a can, on someone's leg,
a can of what?
A can. Did I? Arnold Palmer.
What is that? Bring it over more. Bring it over more this way.
Yeah. So this is the. There you go.
Oh, what
Arnold
is that?
Palmer. It's half iced tea, half lemonade. It is delicious. But I can tell you, I dropped one of these cans on my foot the other day.
Yeah.
That hurt.
That hurt. But it's not Arnold Palmer's fault. That was your fault.
It was. Yeah, absolutely. And it wasn't Arizona iced tea's fault either.
Right. Exactly.
So yeah, I was suffering.
Yeah. Well, you also suffer when you don't have your Arnold Palmer.
Correct.
Half lemonade, half
the good thing is
every day.
I immediately opened the can, which relieved a lot of the suffering.
Yeah.
Because it was so enjoyable.
I can totally understand that. And just for everyone's knowledge, Arizona Iced Tea is not a sponsor of this podcast, or at least not at this point. They're not a sponsor of this podcast.
Do you know what I think I need to do?
Huh?
I need to get an Arizona Iced Tea logo, and we need to slap it on that wall behind you, because it's very dull with that white wall.
It is dull behind me. I know. I want to put something up there. I talked to Ethan about that. We got to put something back behind me. But so Arizona, if you're listening, Gummy loves your teas and would love for you to sponsor our podcast at some point. So we've been saying that for a year and a half, and we haven't heard boo from them yet, but whatever. So anyway, Will.i.am, thank you for the comment there. There's obviously legal ramifications when it comes to stuff like that. That's why you have insurance.
Yeah, but once again, there's going to be legal ramification and insurance and licensing and whatever else you need for almost every single business.
Exactly.
You just have to budget whatever the cost of that is into your service, right?
Right.
And then you have to be okay with someone's dog could pass away in your care.
Yeah. Yeah.
However it may happen, that could happen. You need to make sure you're okay with that responsibility.
Right.
Right? Because it's not all going to be, unicorns and rainbows and sunshine. There's going to be something that happens eventually.
Yeah. So with that, podcast is over today, Gummy.
Nice. I can go to the country club.
There you go. Are you going to play golf today?
I'm just they have an indoor driving range.
Okay.
So I'm still recovering. Mostly recovered from tennis elbow.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just kind of easing back into it instead of doing what I did last year, where I went and hit 100 balls every other day,
Mm-hmm.
which
nice.
which is
it caused more damage, I'm sure.
If you found this clip interesting, make sure to go listen to the full podcast. There's lots more content there.